Hello there and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Enough. This is the show where you don't have to look like Steve Urkel to be a nerd. I'm Tony.
And I'm Michael.
Guys, welcome. I know we apologize
Yeah.
for taking a break last week. Full transparency, I've been a little overwhelmed with stuff, but we're still figuring everything out and we're going to keep going.
We are back, yes. It was a nice little break we had, a mental health break pretty much, and we're here now, and I'm excited.
Oh, definitely.
We get to talk about some fun things today.
Yeah, there has been some news coming out. There's been quite a few things happening. We wanted to release an Echo review, but we decided we'll just do it on the next episode. So we're gonna go ahead and review the first season. Well, I don't know if it's gonna get a second season. Yeah, we'll give you our opinions right now, but. We are just going to review that season of Echo. So let's just go for it.
Yeah, so I want to start off with, I don't think we take it episode by episode. You know, I have...
Okay.
I want to look at it as, a whole.
Okay.
Because in all honesty, it needs to be looked at as a whole instead of episode by episode. We only got 1 to 2 good episodes out of that show anyways. Right off the bat,
yeah,
I think we really need to look at the show as a whole, and
I'm sorry.
and look at Echo, look at how she performed and how the show has performed, versus other shows that Marvel has put out, and to go from there, which Elena Cox is her name, right? The actor who played Echo?
I believe so.
She killed it.
Oh.
What we're about to talk about is not her performance, because her performance, I think she went above and beyond. She laid it all out for everyone, and we got some amazing fight scenes from her.
Oh yeah, the choreography,
but
being able to tell so much story without communicating, or not communicating, that's not what I meant to say, without speech, being able to still tell an amazing story and being able to give such a cool performance. I mean, even with just signing, she was a badass.
Yeah,
she didn't have usually what makes characters a badass is that's my secret cap, I'm always angry. You got those lines, I am Iron Man, but this character, they found a way to make her a badass without even listening to her voice, not even having to speak. And I think one of the just to give a quick callback, one of the coolest scenes that I thought was when that fighting scene in episode 1, and she signs you again to that guy who had grabbed her ass in the beginning.
Yep.
And I the way she smiles and smirks and then kicks his ass, but all she said, all she signed was "you" again, and I don't know. Yeah. I just thought dude, that what a badass moment, You're right. You're completely right. She did a great job.
And with that scene from episode 1, you had that one take.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool.
That's such a Daredevil.
Putting that. It is very, and then we also got a bunch of, and I wish we had more. I explained it in, the watch through I was doing, but when it was silent fighting.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so unique and so cool, and I wish they would have put it more into the show itself.
I think they did, and here's why. Because during our first reaction that we did film, by the way, there's a lost episode that we filmed. Maybe we might show it, but in that first reaction, we did talk about a lot of things, and one of the things that stood out to us was when they cut the sound and give us a view of her perspective, the character's perspective, where all you hear is muffled guys groaning and getting their ass kicked, and then you hear the heartbeat. And then when she kills that guy, you actually hear the neck crack, and it's almost like she feels it. She feels when she cracked his neck. And I noticed that as I continued to, we didn't watch the show together after that. As I continued to watch it, I actually was waiting for those moments, and you probably don't remember because there was other things that your mind was on, but there actually were quite a few moments.
Was there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't say go back and watch it, but there were some moments where I was like, oh, they're doing it again. And I think every time they did it, I would catch myself looking for that because that's what made it very cool, you know?
Right. So let me explain why like my focus kind of went away during the show. The whole cosmic and, you know, this like this out of the world power that she was getting from her ancestors threw me off.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's a comic thing,
Yeah.
whatever, it's fine. But I wasn't into it. You know, I thought she was a sick villain without these powers. It was already cool that she was an amputee.
Yeah.
That she was deaf. Like, I couldn't grasp the fact that they were going to give her cosmic powers.
Is she a villain though?
And then, no, vigilante.
Anti-hero.
I mean, it's anti-hero. It really depends on where you stand.
Okay.
But I did some digging after I watched the show.
Okay.
To really figure out what kind of power she's supposed to have.
Okay.
They didn't even really show her power too much. It just showed that she was able to make her family members help fight, and she was able to almost counteract the fighting to a certain aspect.
Okay.
She's supposed to have the same power as a taskmaster, where she can mirror her opponent's fighting.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And I don't think they displayed that as well as they could have in the final fight scene. And so they led up to like her having these powers and these ancestors are all powerful and stuff. And I didn't like the final fight as much as like I wish I did.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Where do you stand?
My thoughts on this is that I was rooting for this show big time. Like,
yeah,
I went from really not caring about the show to I was actually really looking forward to it because, I mean, let's be honest. I feel like any project that Marvel is getting ready to put out, I think all of us are just antsy to finally watch it because, again, it's been kind of a roller coaster with the MCU. I feel like, and every time that they're getting us ready for a project, they're marketing it. They do it in such a specific. Marvel is almost like Apple, so good at marketing. You know, they make they prepare you, bro. They warm up the seat for you. It's like they make you the best buttery popcorn, and they're like, you're gonna enjoy this. Get ready, because it's gonna be an awesome ride. And by the time you're done, you're like, where was it? Like, what happened?
Right.
Lately, we've had nothing but anticlimactic shows. And I feel that as we approached the ending of this show, I was like, what has happened? Like, we make progress and then we backtrack, and then we make progress again, and then we backtrack. Like, I get it was an origin story, and I understand that. But I think Marvel needs to realize that, and I maybe this is gonna sound harsh, but we already didn't care about this character. No one knows who Echo is, so giving her an origin story that was this slow was, I think, a huge mistake. I think that they should have like gone pedal to the metal with just making a good action. Kind of, I don't know if she's a spy or espionage. I don't know. I think they're just brutes, you know? Like, they're all just like heavy hitters and just badasses going against Fisk. They should have like just gone for that all the way. But again, the whole cosmic, like your ancestors living through you, and I got the whole, like, that whole scene reminded me of, and I am all the Jedi, you know,
Yeah, I was. Yep, same.
and
Yep.
but in like the Wish version of that, you know, like the Wish.com
Yeah.
version of
Yep.
that, and about a character. I mean, first of all, Ray Skywalker. Well, I can't. Oh, forgive me for saying that name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just came out. Ray says that in in the Rise of Skywalker. But and it was already cringe when she said it. But whatever, it happened. I think at the moment it was pretty cool. But now that you think about it, it's pretty
Yeah.
cringe. But now you give this moment to a character that I just don't care about, and I'm just like, what?
Right.
Like, I don't know, man. I was watching this and I kind of didn't even want to finish it. Because when I saw how much time was left to the show, at that moment, I'm like, I don't care how this ends because, like, this is boring. It like you said, it threw me off. It was very out there. Like, I didn't expect for them to go crazy cosmic. We were just talking in the last episode about a street level MCU. And again, it's almost like they have to give their it's like they're in this moment where, like, no, we have to give them OP powers. It's like, no, you didn't have to do that. Because Echo was already a badass, and she was a badass in Hawkeye, bro. And in this show, she was already, like, the way it starts off with her having this crazy wound, and she was still going, man. Like, it was so, like, it painted this picture as like, oh, this girl's a fighter. This girl is gonna persevere through all kinds of obstacles and stuff. But no, they had to give her these crazy mystical powers that I don't think she needs to be a badass, you know?
No.
But that's my take on it. I was pretty disappointed.
So we got episode 1. Episode 1 was, in my opinion, the true origin story.
Yeah.
It was, I feels like all of the money was put into episode 1. Come to find out, their budget ended up being cut for this show, and it was only $40 million versus She-Hulk, which was like 150, 200,000 or 200 million. What do you think it meant that Marvel put all 5 episodes at once on a random Tuesday, dropped it all at once?
In a way, I'm glad they did that, because if I would have been waiting 1 week at a time, I'm not thinking. Sorry, immediately I didn't start thinking budget wise, but I'll answer that question more budget wisely. But what I was gonna say was, I'm glad they didn't release them one at a time, because imagine waiting each week for a new episode and just being heavily disappointed by each episode more and more. That would have been awful. But
do you think they just did not have faith in it?
It almost feels like that, dude.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they were planning on release. Like, no, like, dude, this is bad. I know, but we just got to do it. You know, like, it's almost like that's. Sometimes I wonder what's going on in the writing room, because, like, how did this leave the writing room, bro? Like, I don't understand how these projects keep getting stamped as approved, you know, because, like, it was so stale, you know. I'm not talking about cultural wise or anything. I don't really know much about native culture, but, like, whether it was accurate or not, or close to home, I mean, you guys can let me know. But it's just like, I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the story. And here's sorry, I keep backtracking to the first question. I guess just to add on to it, if they would have ran with 100% a mystical native origin story, awesome, cool. Might have been a different, outcome. But they tried to mix this Native American, like, roots, mystical kind of magic. I don't know what it's called. And then they try to mix, like, street crime into it. It didn't mix well. It left a bad taste in my mouth, you know? Like, it doesn't go well together, and it almost feels like, again, they didn't put passion into it, or they kind of forced all these things that they were trying to do all at once.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we will see Echo again?
I think so.
Do you think we'll see her in Daredevil or any upcoming projects? Or do you think that was kind of her farewell? Like, it's the after credit scene was Kingpin
It had nothing to do with
wanting
her,
to run for mayor, and I don't feel like she's a big enough character in this universe, in this street fight universe right now, to be put up against Daredevil and
I mean, if she is, then damn.
Punisher and stuff.
If she is gonna be in this storyline, well then, hey, she can just transfer her power to everyone else, right? Isn't that her power now? She could just transfer her power to everyone in the room and then kill Kingpin. That's what I mean. Like, it's so OP, bro. You can't go up against a street boss with these powers that anyone who's in the room, you can just give them. I don't know how the power works. Maybe it's just her bloodline. I don't know. But the point is,
so Disney saw that they already had a Taskmaster who kind of already has that power, which they can.
Forgot about that.
And I think they didn't want to copy it as much, to where they wanted to put a cosmic feel to it.
Dude, I love Taskmaster, bro, and I forgot how they ruined it. Damn.
So I want to move. I want to move on to a guy wanting to run for mayor.
Yeah,
Kingpin. The after credit scene was. I'm glad I stayed for it. We're gonna get to see that whole thing in Daredevil Born Again.
Which I'm very, very excited for, man.
This show has some questions. Like, Echo gives me some questions on who he really is and why. I got so many questions.
Okay.
I first want to. I want to ask, like, in the comics, Kingpin wins. He's a winner. He's brutal. Like, if you put his stuff on screen, it will be a mature rating.
Yeah.
And Echo, we didn't get that. Echo, we got PG-13.
Well, it was technically mature, but yeah.
TV-14. It felt.
Yeah, it
was
felt,
a MA. It felt.
Yeah.
I feel like in Echo they nerfed him.
100%.
I feel like they're taking such a ruthless badass character and almost nerfing him in everything he gets into.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, Daredevil, same thing. Kingpin, when has he won? He's always losing. He's going to jail. He's getting shot in the eye. He's on his deathbed all the time. He's always losing. That's not comic accurate.
Are you talking about the Daredevil series as well?
Yes.
I don't know, man. During that Daredevil series, even when he went to prison, he had a plan.
He did, but he's not supposed to lose like that.
I think, okay, let's focus on Echo, on his storyline in Echo. Yes, they nerfed him.
Yeah.
I mean, he got his ass kicked by Kate Bishop. Yeah.
Not
that Kate Bishop can't kick his ass, but I mean, we're talking about, this is the same Wilson Fisk that killed his father with a hammer, right?
Yeah.
That took on Daredevil twice. And I think even Poindexter fought against him at one point. He went against Frank Castle and kicked his ass. Okay. Yeah. And Frank Castle, we're talking about, like, the Punisher. If you guys watched Daredevil season 2, spoiler alert, Punisher's in there, and there's this crazy prison hallway fight where it's like, I don't know, like 3 minutes long of a one shot.
Yeah, it was, yeah, the episode was 7 minutes of heaven.
Dude, it is the most brutal fight scene I've ever seen. And you see like Punisher's fury and might, but then he gets his ass kicked by Wilson Fisk. You know, of course he was in chains, I think, but like still, all I'm saying is that same Wilson Fisk who kicked Frank Castle's ass got his ass kicked by a 16. I think Kate Bishop is 16 or 17. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Because yes, of course they nerfed him. They have to put him on a PG-13 show, you know?
Right.
And then same with Echo, even though it was given a mature rating, they didn't go for it, bro. They instead gave him an emotional fight scene, which I never thought I'd see one like that, you know?
No, and right, and do you think they're saving all this mature? Well, hold on. Do you think because the spotlight is on Spotlight, quote, on Marvel, you think it's because it's is a Disney show now, and put into a category that kids can kind of hop onto Disney Plus and tune in? Do you think that they're nerfing him for that aspect, or do you think they want to save all this fury and all this blood and stuff for the new Daredevil show? If I do not get an absolute ruthless Kingpin who just gets wins and just absolutely murders everyone, and
like we'll stomp on someone's head until their brains pop out.
And I want to see blood. Just I want to see the brains. Like, I want to be upset.
I want to see that Kingpin who smashes people's brains out with the car door. You know, like I want that. I want that Fisk back. You know. And yes, I do. I'm hoping we get him in Daredevil Reborn, which I guess we'll talk about that next. But, dude, I'm just very disappointed with what Echo did to the story, what they did to her powers, and what they did to Fisk. You know, yeah.
That and you even spoke about Vanessa kind of being where.
MIA, bro.
Like, what?
She's AFK. Yeah. Like, I honestly, like, if they're continuing this story, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and skip to what we were going to talk about next. It looks like Daredevil Reborn is taking place after Daredevil Season 3. Because, I mean, for those of you who don't know, there's some set photos that got released for Daredevil Reborn, and we'll play them on the screen right now as we speak. But these set photos got released, and who do we see? We see Foggy, Nelson, and Karen Page, bro.
Didn't you say they're going to be recasted?
It wasn't even sure whether they were going to be in the show, because
thank God
from our perspective and what the rumors were, they weren't going to be in the show. I mean, of course, actors lie, and they said they weren't going to be in it. But when the whole, like, I think the director or the screenwriter like quit or something, or I don't know what happened, but they hired a new writer. I may be wrong about this, but I know someone left the show, and then they had to find someone else to write the story. It got reworked, and now I think instead of 18 episodes, it's reverting back to 13. And then it was a rumor that Karen and Foggy, I don't know the actors' names, forgive me, but those two actors, it was a rumor that they were gonna get on, and then a few days later, these set photos come out. So it's like, whoa, dude! And not just that, there was a set video of them just walking and talking.
It was so
and
nice
dude,
to see.
my heart just got filled with joy to see them just walk, the trio, just our favorite trio, just walking and talking and laughing. You see Karen holding on to Matt. He's still pretending to be blind as hell, and like, it just, dude, it warmed my heart because again, Daredevil is my all-time favorite series. And when it got canceled, dude, I was devastated. I always had hope, though. I always had hope it was gonna come back, always. And sure enough, it's they're continuing it. Here's my next point. I have a few theories, bro.
But before we go to theories, all right. Hold on. The original few episodes to start off Reborn was gonna be court cases like Law and Order. It was gonna be like a Law and Order episode times 3.
How do you know this?
And it was leaked.
Oh, really?
And it got completely scrapped.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. The screenwriter quit or something like that.
Yep. And it got completely scrapped because that's not what they wanted.
Yeah.
They took a different path. Yeah.
So I guess we're getting Daredevil season 4, and it's titled Born Again. And so here's my next thought, Does that mean that we're getting a continuation of Luke Cage, Punisher, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and maybe a future Defenders sequel or season 2, because we have now a bigger roster of street level vigilantes or heroes. There's Hawkeye, who now has an official costume and a sidekick. We got Kate Bishop. We got your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I heard rumors of Jenna Ortega coming on as White Tiger. It's a huge rumor. It's just a big rumor, and that would be awesome if she did.
She can come on anything.
What the?
Not like that. Not like that. But maybe a little bit. But she can play whoever she wants to play.
Oh man, I can't believe you said that. This is not a family show, guys. Oh,
she's so hot. But White Tiger, huh? You can call me the Tiger King, I guess.
Oh man, wow.
So you think Reborn Again or whatever? You think?
Dude, let me catch my breath, dude. You can't just skip to another topic just like that, man. Hold on.
Kingpin is going into politics, is what I wanted to bring up.
Oh, we didn't even finish that conversation. For mayor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. So he's running for mayor in Reborn. Is it
Born Again?
You just told Born Again. Why do I keep saying Reborn? Born Again. Is he already going to be mayor, or is he going to be running?
I hope he's just running for mayor. I'm excited to see that, bro. I don't know. I could just imagine in the next Spider-Man movie, like vote for Fisk. Poster in the back. And, even if we don't, first of all, no, fingers crossed, I hope we see Fisk, and I hope he's mentioned.
Yeah.
But, or maybe just another Marvel project, we just see vote for Fisk in the back or something, like his campaign.
I think it'll be Stark Tower, but it'll say Fisk.
Oh, you think Fisk bought it?
I think he's going to get... Well, he has, I think he's going to get it.
So it's not the Baxter Building?
Nah, probably not. They could be. I don't know.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer to the Fantastic Four, man. We're in 2024, man. Almost there. But anyway, so yeah. What I was saying is we got a big roster of street level heroes, So with all that being said, I have a theory. It's not a big theory. It's not a detailed theory. But, when you watch these shows of the Defenders, I'm just going to call them the Defenders universe, the Netflix Marvel universe. That took place during the blip. But obviously, at that point, Marvel and Netflix kind of split and Netflix started doing their own thing and their own stories. And the blip it didn't happen in this universe. Mm-hmm. Do you think that somehow it does take place in a different universe where the Battle of New York happened, but not the blip? Thanos never snapped, And what is happening before Daredevil and all this? Deadpool.
I don't like I don't like that theory.
Dude, wait, but I'm not done yet. Deadpool. Did
No, I know, but like I don't. God, I've had enough. I've had enough of these
the multiverse?
different the multiverse.
It's not done yet, bro. You understand that we're barely getting started with the multiverse saga, right? We're only a few movies in, and it's mainly been shows. But and Loki was like a key one. It was a key point to this multiverse saga. But that being said, we're just getting started, bro. I think we've only scratched the surface, and we're about to dive into like the crazy stuff, like with Deadpool. I don't remember I read a post. I don't remember if it was one of the actors. I don't remember who it was, but they said that Deadpool is supposed to fix the MCU. That it's supposed to, when it comes to multiverse wise, it's supposed to fix the MCU and make everything make sense. And
that's funny.
Well, that's something that I totally see Deadpool doing, fixing the MCU, dude. If that's
it's ironic. It's ironic because the end of Deadpool 2, he went back and he was fixing his old.
And I think that's what he's doing. They're gonna continue that, where he goes and says, "Well, why fix my stuff? Let me go fix the entire MCU." And then he like jumps into the MCU, the actual universe. And you know, that's his way of like, I don't know, like getting signed onto the MCU. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but dude, I swear, if he interacts with Kevin, the robot from She-Hulk, I'm actually going to love that, because in She-Hulk, obviously it was stupid, but Deadpool is gonna be making fun of that and acknowledging how bad it was, dude. And if he does that and interact with Kevin, I'm actually gonna love it. But with all that being said, I feel that somehow these universes are going to collide, or somehow those characters are going to end up in this universe where the blip did happen. I don't know how it's going to look, but I know somehow it's going to be repaired and tethered together, you know, to where we will get these. I haven't heard any. I don't even know if there's any rumors of the Defenders series continuing.
I've heard nothing.
You haven't heard anything about that? Neither have I. But the fact that we got Karen and Foggy back, and what's his name? The actor who plays Frank Castle has been like very like, he's saying a lot of stuff that he'd be willing to work with, you know, as
right.
He says that his Punisher like was the best, and I think his Punisher is the best. I don't know, man.
We got more leaked. We got more leaked photos. We got that photo of a spray paint of Fisk, and then signed by who was it? I don't remember who it was signed by.
I don't know.
He's supposed to be a villain or another vigilante.
Oh,
so
I didn't even notice that.
We can pop up the photo, but I don't remember. But we're getting a lot of photos, and because it's here in the U.S. and it's in New York, people are riding their skateboards. They're gonna take photos.
Dude, I love it, man. Thank you, New Yorkers. Please give us more. But be on the lookout for that.
Maybe we'll get Casey Neistat on his electric board going by.
Is that Ninja Turtle?
Casey Neistat?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's a YouTuber.
Oh,
never mind. He's a YouTuber who lives in New York.
I thought you were talking about Casey from Ninja Turtles.
No.
I don't even know that's the name. But anyway, moving on to other news. I don't know if you were done with this topic.
Yeah. I'm excited. There's a part of me that does not want. I kind of like the separate blips.
You do the different universes
things. Not universe exactly, but yes. Universe.
I like order.
I like that. I don't. And this is weird because 10 years ago I would have loved it if everyone came together. I feel like we've already had that. Everyone comes together and all of universes come together. But I almost like that the Avengers are off over here. You have the street level over here.
Oh, I see what you mean, but not in different universes.
Yeah. No, kind of. They all live in the same
Oh,
universe. I
dude,
don't
yeah,
need
I
too
want
much.
that too. I love that too. Yeah,
I just
I don't want them to
and
get
if they
together.
want to, if they want to show like little snippets of like what they did with Echo, and they showed Rowan and the stuff. That's cool, but like I don't know. I don't want to
Real
see the
quick
full.
before we move on, you just brought back a
Yeah.
point that I was gonna talk about, and you
Okay.
said something key. You said how well we were talking about how this whole show is her origin story.
Yeah.
But episode one, I mean, first of all, everything that happened in Hawkeye, and then episode one of Echo recapping everything and giving us even more. You would think just that alone could have been her origin story.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they had to throw all this crazy mystical stuff in it. I get she had to find her
Right.
true power and everything, but it's just so OP, bro. The power to bring
Like
stuff back to life, the power to never miss your shots, the power to like it's crazy, dude. It's so OP, man.
when we pressed play on the first episode, and it showed them in that mystical place, and it was the ancestors. I had to make sure I was watching the right thing.
In fact, we mentioned it. We say, "Are we watching Echo?" Like, and it's funny. I've
thought
watched
we were
other
watching
reactors.
Avatar.
Yeah, I've watched other reactors. I love watching reaction channels, and they almost all said the same thing. Like, "Are we watching the right show?" You know,
Yeah.
because it was just so random, dude. But anyway, that was the last thing I wanted to say. That I think episode one was enough of an origin story for me. It was
So
perfect.
to end Echo,
Yeah.
take out the cosmic stuff. It's still the same show.
What do you mean? It's still the same show?
She's still the same vigilante. She doesn't need that cosmic
No,
stuff.
she doesn't. That's what I'm saying. She was already a badass.
Yeah.
You didn't have to give her
Yeah.
this power, dude. Like it was,
Nope.
like the fact that her fighting style was perfect. Like it just, they did not have to give her these OP powers. It was,
Right.
I don't know. It was ridiculous.
All right.
Okay, to
Echo
end
and
this,
Daredevil. Excited. Yes.
what would you
Yes.
rate Echo? What do you rate it?
Oh man, it's so low. Episode 1, I would have given it a 8.5. Probably. The show itself, a 2.
Yikes.
Yeah. I was on cloud 9 episode
Dude,
1.
me too.
And they gave us so many characters. And I said this in the review. Man, it's like it was bang 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 bang. Episode 2 it was bang bang and then just fell off.
I agree. I 100% agree with that.
What about you?
I give it I'm just going to rate it all together as one. I give it a solid 5. And the only reason why it's getting a 5 is because episode 1 gets a 3. Get 3 points out of those 5, and the rest I give it a 2.
Okay.
Like, honestly, dude. But if I had to rate just episode 1, it's a 8.5 for me, bro. Because my biggest problem is right after that they started introducing characters that we didn't even see. Dude, I'm telling you, up until episode 3 or 4, I kept talking to Cactus, who, by the way, is my girlfriend's nickname. She goes by Cactus Chick. I kept looking over at her and saying, "Who are these people?" You know, and she's like, "I don't know." I'm like, did we miss an episode or something? Like, it was terrible, like character development from everyone else, and it's like they just wanted to focus on developing her character, which is cool. Like, I don't mind that at all. But who are these random people? Anyway, it was a mess for me. But
All right.
but yeah, let's move on.
What else
from Echo?
Yeah, what else do we have?
Well, we talked about Daredevil, which we had jumped the gun, but it's okay. We talked about that. And I mentioned Deadpool, but I mean, for those of you who don't know, Deadpool has officially wrapped filming, I think about last week or 2 weeks ago, which brings me to my next question. There has been no announcement nor rumors, but do you think we can see a teaser for the Super Bowl?
I think it was confirmed.
What?
that we're getting one.
Are you serious?
I've seen many tweets.
Okay, never mind. I was over here speculating, and you're giving me the full answer.
If you go to Not Enough Pod on Twitter, it's our new Twitter that we created. I'll post on there at the end of this.
Okay.
I swear it was announced. Now, if I'm incorrect, someone please correct me. But I was under the impression that it was announced that we're getting it for Super Bowl. One way or another, yes. The answer is yes. I think we will get it for Super Bowl.
I think so too, and I think it's a secret. I think Marvel is gonna surprise us.
And I think they recorded. It's not a trailer, more or less. They recorded the trailer. If that makes sense. So it's not snippets from the movie. It's just a Daredevil thing to do, to create
Deadpool?
your own trailer, or sorry, Deadpool, to create your own like separate trailer, if that makes sense.
Well, somehow
you won't see any scenes for the movie.
Fourth wall, kind of like how they announced the movie.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be crazy because he can do that.
Yeah,
I allow that. All right.
Okay, Kevin Feige.
I don't allow She-Hulk to be doing that shit. There's only one guy that can do that.
I mean, She-Hulk does break the fourth. She was the first one to do it in the comics. It just didn't work well.
No,
they didn't take advantage of it. But so I just wanted to bring that quick thing up with Deadpool, because now that filming has been done, and they've had it's going to be 3 weeks that they have to put something together and make it look decent enough, and maybe that could be the joke of the trailer, is that Deadpool's like, well, this isn't even done yet, like this looks like shit, like we should have waited until we have something good, I don't know, but I'm okay if they do something like that. At this point, I'm just excited to see something now that the project is done, and being that this is the only MCU movie we're getting for this year, it's a little sad to say, but I mean, if we're gonna revert back to getting less movies but it done well, like in the olden days, cool, I'm all for it, because I remember waiting for these movies, and we ended up getting like 4 MCU movies a year, and they were just shitting them out, but now it's like, let's see what happens, see what happens.
What other trailers do you think are to come out for Super Bowl?
Oh, well,
anything Star Wars related?
Oh no, dude, no way. The only thing in development right now is Ahsoka season 2. The Mando movie just got announced. There's no, I mean, and again, they could be developing it somewhere underground, and we have no idea about it. I mean, I don't know, but unfortunately, there's not much going on in the MCU or Star Wars. But I heard that I think there's a Disney Expo happening this year. I may be wrong. Or D23 or something like that. I don't know what it is. Maybe. But I know that they're gonna have stuff for that. And I think that's, if we don't get a trailer for Deadpool, then for sure we'll get it. If we don't get a trailer for Deadpool during the Super Bowl, then for sure we'll get it for D23 or Expo, whatever it's called. And if not, then we got Comic-Con coming up in the summer. But that, I feel like at that point it's like, dude, please give me something,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I just want a teaser. Honestly, a teaser for the Super Bowl would be perfect. I don't care if it's just Wolverine catching the ball with his claws. Like, I'm cool with that. Okay, maybe not, but like, I want something, and then maybe then we get a different trailer for Comic-Con, and then after that, wait until like October to get a trailer. Oh wait, yeah, that's before November.
And I feel like we're in a drought. Like,
oh, I agree. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
We got so many movies and shows that just came out all at once, and now we're just kind of sitting here waiting. Next thing to come out is Bad Batch. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
that comes out. I'll be excited to see that. But then it's a waiting
yeah,
game,
for real.
and I hate it.
Yeah, me too.
Hate,
Oh, this brings me to my last point. My last point. I don't know if you have another point to talk about, but we got a question. Well, we've been getting questions from you guys, and I appreciate that you guys do talk to us. Someone asked me, like, can you guys please do an episode where you recap everything that happened after Endgame? Because again, I knew that I was right. Yeah. I said this in an episode. I said for a lot of people, I Am Iron Man. Yep. That line, Endgame was the last movie for them. No one watched after Endgame, and a lot of people have been asking, well, now all these things are happening. Like, well, there's been all kinds of different movies and shows coming out after Endgame. Should I even keep watching? Do I need to watch the shows?
You want to recap? It's gone to shit.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that the most recent shows, minus Loki, are pretty boring and pretty bad. But are they crucial to what's happening in the big MCU timeline? I wouldn't say Echo. I wouldn't say She-Hulk, because nothing really happened that changed the universe or anything.
I think you're incorrect about that.
Why?
That they can. She-Hulk didn't give us much besides bringing Hulk's family larger.
Oh, I forgot.
Will we see She-Hulk again? Probably not. But if they can do Scar correctly, that'd be badass. Echo brought us Kingpin, or not brought us Kingpin, just gave us a continuation.
Yeah, you're right though. You're right. Okay.
So all these shows are giving us one thing, and to bring a point that one of our viewers did bring that up. They want us to kind of go through the timeline after Endgame. I'm definitely down to make that an episode. It's going to take a lot of planning because we got to make sure that we're pinpointing everything.
And because I'm someone who shares a lot. You guys have no idea how much I actually have to cut from editing. I over talk and I share too much. So yeah, we do need to plan that out very well, because I'm down to do an episode like that too. But let me just answer that with a one line. And let me just say, there are some things you don't have to watch. There are some things that are very important to the timeline and some things that are not so important. There's things, for example, Captain America and Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, is a pretty long show of a lot of boring moments. But there are certain moments in each episode that kind of hint at what's to come within the crime universe. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about? Carter?
Okay.
Yeah, she's like running the crime. She's like a crime lord, you know? And I think she's going to be one of the heads. I think she's one of Kingpin's heads. And I think the Shang-Chi's sister, who's now running the 10 rings, is also under Fisk's one of his heads. Bro, she's running the crime syndicate, dude. Like,
man, this is like, there's so much.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot that has happened. I definitely recommend watching Shang-Chi. Such a good movie, bro. It's so. In fact, I've been wanting to rewatch it again. It's so much fun. But especially after Endgame, there's Far From Home. There's No Way Home. There's Shang-Chi. There's Multiverse of Madness, WandaVision, Loki. Like, there's so much that was good, you know? And I think, to answer your question, it doesn't matter whether you should or shouldn't. The point is you have the time. That's my point. Sorry, I know, again, I talk too much, but that is my point, is you have the time right now. If there's any time to catch up with the MCU, for those of you who are wondering, now is the time. There's nothing happening until November. For real. Like, there's no shows coming up. Not that I know of. And the next movie is Deadpool 3, which is in November, and which by then you should be done. The MCU takes like what 4 months to watch if you spread it out pretty thinly. I want to say you'll probably be done within 4 months.
And I want to kind of retract something that you said. And shows that don't mean anything to us right now, and we think won't be a part of the MCU, we don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know. We're just giving our opinion.
And so, if we think Echo will never show up again, it was a waste of time. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, should you watch it? Yeah, you should probably watch everything that's come out. Mm-hmm. If you if you feel like you'd rather watch something else within the MCU, go watch a quick 20-minute video or a recap.
Yeah, that works.
But you were bringing up like Shang-Chi's sister and becoming
like a crime lord,
one of the heads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if someone skipped that movie, they'd be like,
"Who is this random Chinese girl?" Yeah,
and she's not even a main character or anything. It's all about it's just there's things that you need to watch everything and get recaps everything, because someone could show up, and you really won't know who they are. For example, when I was watching No Way Home. No Way Home. And Matt Murdock showed up. From there I didn't know who I knew who he was, but like I didn't watch Daredevil. Yeah. I didn't think I had to watch Daredevil. Oh, lo and behold, there he is.
It's such a good storyline. But I mean, as far as I think that's all I had to talk about. Guys, thank you so much for the feedback. Keep giving us feedback. I know we missed last week. Like I said earlier, I to be honest, like I said, I was overwhelmed. Then technical problems happened with my editing software. And then I'm probably just going to mention it right now. If my camera looks a little slower and my movement looks a little delayed, I had a problem with my camera and I don't know how to reset it. I need a factory reset it. But it's been one thing after another when it comes to my technical stuff.
Not to mention, we did switch over to Adobe.
Yeah, which is a new software for me. I've been learning.
And I've been hearing good feedback from our review for our trailer review.
Yes, me too.
First look, from friends.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if our viewers want to see us review other shows that really wouldn't be counted as nerdy. For example, like they did a screen or a picture of the new Beetlejuice coming out, Beetlejuice 2. Mm-hmm. And when that trailer comes out, I'd like to review that.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching this.
This is going to conclude this episode. Thank you guys. You guys, don't forget, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like. It's going to help us very much. There's a lot more content coming up. I'm going to definitely set more time to get stuff done. It's been a struggle. Be patient with us. That Spider-Man playthrough will get done. I have not played it, I've been staying away from spoilers miraculously. I don't know how, but yeah, guys, give us more feedback. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought. What's your take on Echo? Did you think Echo was good? Maybe you thought it was the best show of the MCU so far. And let us know your thoughts on the set photos for Daredevil. Are you excited to see Foggy, Karen, and do you think they're going to continue from season 3, or is this going to be a different universe? Let us know what you think. And don't forget to stay nerdy, stay blessed, and we'll see you guys. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Catch you later.